In this video, I'm going to talk about standing up inside your opponent's close guard and trying to stop them from breaking you down as you're going to stand up. This is a problem that a lot of people have, and I'm going to be guilty, in regards to, I have problems with this a lot as well, because it's not always the easiest thing to stop. The reason for that is because timing is extremely important, and your positioning is very important. It also depends on how experienced is the other person you're going against. Are they looking for certain things in regards to you standing up or you doing certain things, so then that way they can counteract you? I mean, you're going against a living individual, right? They're trying to stop the things that you're trying to figure out, and vice versa. So this is what I'm talking about. So let's say I'm inside Russ's close guard here. One common thing here is when I go to stand up, right? When Russ starts feeling me disconnect my hips off of my heels, right? He does what he was just about to start doing. He starts bringing his knees inside. Now, if he does that right now, start doing that right now, it's really not that big of a deal. I can stop him with the sticky hands concept. If you do not know what the sticky hands concept is, watch that video on the Grapplers. I can deal with that, so go to do that here. The sticky hands will deal with this. But once I choose to stand up, the sticky hands doesn't work as well because it's harder for me to keep this pressure. And also, most people, when they go to stand up, they naturally lean forward. They're naturally leaning forward, so they're already giving them the ability to break you forward. So as I go to come up, he breaks me down. Like, this is very common. He might grab my posture, or he might not even grab my posture. He might just do this over and over again, like I'm basically on a bucking bronco ride, right? So I go to stand up, and he's just doing it over and over again. It starts becoming annoying. Now, for most individuals, the big reason why they have trouble doing this is because they make no use of their hands whatsoever when they go to stand up, right? It doesn't matter if you're trying to pop up fast or you're trying to pop up slow. They just basically make no use of their hands. So they might have their hands on top of the person, but they're not technically making good decisions. So they're going to come up and they lose it over and over again. So I need to make good technical decisions with my hands. What is happening to me, right? He's bringing me over him, which is the number one thing that's happening. They might even, let's say he doesn't bring me over. Let's say, for example, I go to lift my left foot up. Instead of bringing me over, he actually twists me this way. See, I kind of fell to my right. Or let's say I go to lift my right leg up and he twists me to his right. So he's messing me up from there. I need to make good decisions with my hands, okay? So the first thing is, the more my posture can be straight up, the better it's going to be for me, right? The less I do this, the better it's going to be for me. I don't want any of that to happen. So first things first, I want you to practice what I call the proud lion, all right? This is the proud lion concept. We're here like this. We have our head up, where we have like a confident posture. We do not need to look at our partner or our opponent when we go to stand up. When we look at them, it naturally breaks our posture, all right? When we look at them, what happens is, when we go to stand up, we want to almost instinctively start going over them. But when we look up, when we have that proud lion concept, and I go to stand up, and I'm looking up toward the ceiling, now when he goes to do the same thing, it becomes much harder. Now when I go to stand and go, here, it becomes much harder for him to do it. So the simple act of just looking up and basically having a confident posture is already going to make a difference. Now let's go back to making use of our hands, right? When we're going here, we don't want to just be a proud lion as we go to stand up. We want to make use of our hands. So now when he goes to do the same thing, look what I'm doing here. I'm basically applying the sticky hands concept, but I'm doing it without seeing him. Once I do this, here my posture's already broken because I'm creating a curvature in my spine. We do not want to create any curvature in our spine. So when I go to stand up, go to break me down. Keep going to break me down. It becomes much harder for them to do it. Now, obviously, I got to pay attention to my legs being square, him going for certain sweeps, and so on and so forth. All right, but right now we're talking about just standing up. I'll twist my legs and I'll do certain things to stop him from sweeping me. But I will tell you right now, usually the number one reason why people will have trouble getting broken down when they're trying to stand up is because they always look at their partner. You do not need to look at them. All right, so if we just turn here. And I'm facing the camera now. This is not good posture. You may think it's good posture, but it's not good posture. When I go to stand up, because I'm looking at him, my head is going over my hips. It's essentially helping him break my posture. This is good posture. Even if I'm not holding him, he might break me down, but it's going to be harder when I go to stand up. When I go stand up, it becomes harder. He's going to be able to break me down because I'm not making any use of my hands. But when I go like this and I go to stand up here, it's much quicker. If you were doing a seminar with me, right, and I had you do this, you will feel the difference, all right? You cannot, you can watch the video and be like, oh, he's just making this up. But if you felt it, it does make a difference, okay? And then once we add simple usage of our hands, we add the proud line concept, and then we add posts. We're not doing this here and giving them double arm bars and giving them all these other things, right? We're not giving them arm bars, other type of submissions. We're just having posts out here, because now when he goes to go to break me down, now it's much easier, right? He's probably gonna try to grab my leg, go to grab my leg here, and I can still stand up. I start twisting, start working to break. It's my responsibility now to deal with him grabbing my legs. That could be a whole different video, all right? So we wanna have that good upright posture. Do not look at your opponent, look up. Look, find something in the sky or in the ceiling that you wanna focus on, and then make active use of your hands. Posting out, grabbing their sleeves, grabbing their wrists, or different things as well. It's not even just about getting up really fast, okay? It's just about having good posture. Engaging your hips. So when we're here, whoever wins the hip game, right, also wins the posture game. So when I go to stand up, right, if I engage my hips, when he goes to break me down, it starts becoming harder, right? Once again, it's not gonna be impossible, but if I didn't engage my hips and he goes to break me down, he's starting to push me through. So once I engage my hips, I use my hands even just a little bit, go to break me down, it becomes harder. All I'm doing is pushing my hips forward a little bit. There. So let's go, go. I'm engaging my hips, go. Now I can start working. If I show you, this is along the lines of the invisible grappling, right? The micro grappling that I call it. When I'm here like this, I engage my hips. I don't just go like this, here, and stand up. Or here. Tighten your glutes, posture in, boom. Use your hands, grab their sleeves. Then it's gonna make it easier for you to stand up. Do not look at them. Okay? Those are things that are going to help you. The problem is remembering to do this stuff. I'm guilty. I know all these things, right? I have the knowledge in my brain. But sometimes when you roll, finding it in the Rolodex of concepts and techniques that's up in here, it's hard to just pull it out. So for me, I even have to remember these things. You know, for me, more often than not, this is another video, but I don't even like stand up a lot. I do a lot of low posture breaking. I talk about that in other videos, all right, just like a little teaser. But for now, we're here, boom. Here, then we can start working to stand. Everything is tight. Look how my elbows are tight here. Boom, protecting my hips. So we go back. First we start with sticky hands, okay? So watch the sticky hands, but we're sticky. He's trying to grab my posture. He's having trouble, right? So now I can walk back here. Engage my hips, boom. Once I'm here, I'm engaging my hips. My hips are in, he's going to break me down. It's hard. If I didn't engage my hips, he has better control. He can get underneath me more. Once I engage, go to engage, go home. It's harder. He might grab my leg. Here, I'm still engaging my hips. Like I said, you can't see it, but Russ can feel the difference between me doing it and me not doing it. If you ever attend one of my seminars in the future, then I'll be able to show you this in person. But for the most part, this is the biggest tip that I could tell you in regards to standing up and stopping the person from breaking you down. Because essentially what's happening is, if I don't do these things, he's winning hip control. All right? By me looking down, not engaging my hips, not making my hands active, he's winning control of my hips. Whoever wins hip control is going to win this particular situation. So play around with this. If you have any questions or comments, post below.